Oh my god. We're being so consistent with these Umi streams. It's crazy.
Jeez. Yeah, we can do this every day if we wanted to. Maybe we'll finish in like
A year.
a month.
Oh. I mean, we might finish this game in like a month, but I don't know about the series.
Oh yeah, not that series, but like
I don't
this
even know,
game.
like... I don't know at what point shit changes. Like, I'm assuming the other games have a different story, because I can't imagine how this story stretches for 3 games. It's like... First, I'm having a real hard time figuring out which is the latest time. That's
Okay, well,
the top one. Because like, if you look at... Like, Persona games are like arcs, which is why they go on for so long. But I can't think of a visual novel that is like multiple arcs long and just keeps getting longer. Because normally they're like common route and then a route that you choose, and then that's the story, and it ends. Because the novelty of visual novels is the choice aspect.
It can also just be like one linear route where like...
Yeah, the kinetic ones.
But...
Yeah, I don't know if this one has choices. I think there's some kind of mystery thing you can do, though.
I think there are like some choices, because I know there's multiple endings.
Mayhaps. Okay. Oh. So this is where you all were. I was so sure you had just left to go to the beach. Chan, carrying a basket, was surprised to find us all gathered in front of the portrait. Shannon. Well, this is the first time Battler has seen Beatrice's portrait. Sorry, oh my god, Beatrice's portrait. He was just fascinated by it.
How dare you say Beatrice's name as it's spelled?
That's right. It certainly is fascinating. Beatrice. Oh, I did it again.
That's the way you're supposed to say it.
Beatrice. It's truly beautiful. I am sure that she captivated the master. In addition to the patron theory, there's also a theory that she was grandfather's first love. Either way, although it's been several decades since he met her, even now he holds a special place. She holds a special place in his heart, which must mean that he's still captivated by her.
Sheesh. That must have made grandmother pretty jealous, huh?
I'm not really sure, but that might actually be true. Apparently, grandmother believed that he was cheating on her with some blondie.
Good smell coming from Shannon was holding.
Maria's sniffing approached the basket Shannon-chan was holding with interest. After hearing that, I noticed a fragrant smell of vanilla. I apologize. I was told by Kumasawa-san to bring them to everybody. What is it, I wonder? Ooh, excellent. Cookie da.
Wanna eat cookies? Wanna eat cookies?
Please eat as much as you would like. But would it be appropriate to serve cookies in a place like this in front of the portrait? Genin-chan sent us a glance that seemed to ask what we wanted to do about it. It's just a picture. Well, yeah, I guess eating here would be bad manners, generally speaking. Oh, I guess they have to eat like in a kitchen.
Okay, but like,
table.
Barely. They probably would have pissed this witch off if she's real, you know? How dare you? Cause like,
what if we offered her a cookie?
No, you saw the reaction from Ava. She's like, "Know your place, wench." So she'd probably be like, "I'm gonna kill you guys all." Well, I think she does end up killing them all. So.
Maria, why don't we eat someplace else? Let's put the cookies in a bento and have a picnic.
Oh my fucking god. Are we gonna have... Oh, fuck. If we can eat cookies, let's go!
そうだな。ちょっと重
たい
たい空気を吸いに行くか。
Let's get some fresh air.
魔女様の御前でつまみ
We
食い
shouldn't
も
just
ねえ
stuff
もんだぜ。
ourselves right in front of the witch.
That's right. Didn't we say that we wanted to go down to the beach in the first place? Let's go, let's go.
シャノンちゃん。
Shannon
申し
chan.
訳ないんだけど。
Sorry, but could I ask you to get us a blanket to sit on and some flask of tea? Right. Certainly. Shannon-chan received her instructions. Stop hitting the plate. Her instructions are gracefully bowed before retracing her steps. We headed to the beach on our own. Everyone headed to the entrance in a group. Feeling as though the witch was staring down on our backs, I turned around once more.
Batora, you still don't believe?
いや、
No,
信じるぜ。
I believe.
その方が夢がある
It'd
し
be so much cooler that way.
黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェが
Golden Witch
じい様に
Beatrice
10トンの黄
But
金を授けた。
grandfather 10 tons of gold.
それで、その黄金がどこかに眠ってい
And
る
that
かも
gold
しれない。
might be sleeping around somewhere.
しかもそいつを。じい様は
Besides,
怪しげな
didn't
気分に書き
grandfather
残し
write that strange epitaph
見
you
つけられるも
challenging?
んなら見つけてみる
As
こう
though
いうロマ
challenges
ン
us
は
we
あ
can
った
find
方が
it?
いいってもんさ。
I'd say that kind of adventurous story is way better.
20 billion yen worth of gold, huh? Even if we split it up between the four of us, it's still a ridiculous amount of money. 5 billion yen for each of us. Incredible. With that kind of money, you could probably make any sort of business prosper. In fact, we could live our whole lives fabulously without working at all.
5 billion yen. I want cookies. Maria would take cookies over money because she's 9.
Stupid kid doesn't know you can buy cookies with money.
Still, 5 billion yen? That's like a dream. Stupid kid doesn't know that money runs our world. No shelter, no cookie.
Ridiculous. It is possible that you all truly believe in Father's Legend of the Gold? Or is it possible?
Of course we don't believe that story about the witch giving him gold. There's no mistake about the gold itself. The fact that father obtained gold bars from an unknown source has been it's been confirmed. We've heard that before the president of the Marasufe. I can't read English, Japanese. It's like really hard because I don't know if I should say it in like Japanese or do I say it in like the English pronunciation. It like confuses my brain and like it tongue ties me. The Marasu company died. Marcel or is it Marasu? Because like in Japanese, if there was 2 O's, it'd be yeah, exactly. See, this is confusing. Father showed him a large pile of gold somewhere. Father used that man's claim as proof that there was 10 tons of worth.
That's just nonsense of a senile old man. Along with father, he was just fabricating the story. You can't take it seriously.
Okay, but this guy, why do we trust the guy that like wasted all his money on like stuff?
If that gold didn't exist, he wouldn't have been able to gather so much funding. Before the president died, he was a person with such a sincere personality that he earned the respect of many in the business world. He wouldn't have become a partner to such fraud.
Renegade. The president of Mars definitely saw it. Marsa? What the fuck?
I would say Sue.
10 tons of it. Clearly with his own eyes. Even more, Dad let the president take 1 ingot from at random to have it examined. The results of the examination showed that the 10-kilogram ingot was 99.99% pure. Is it the Ushiromiya family crest? The one-winged eagle was imprinted on it. Almost instantly, the Ushiromiya legend of the gold spread amongst the fixers of the business world. Gold from an unknown foundry has a poor rate in conversion into money. That it was a chance for decisive profits, they accepted it as collateral, and as a result, father was able to receive massive loans.
Is there no limit to the absurdity you're willing to accept? How old are you people? Are you still taking that nursery tale you heard as children seriously?
You know what is absurd? The fact that you spent like so much money on this fucking hotel in the middle of a fucking island no one can get to.
You know what's absurd is how this guy's got such a banging hot wife.
You know what's absurd? The fact that, like, I hope he goes broke. I hate rich people. Like, what is he? You know, he's like purely living off of like, probably like, if he's like in debt and not making that much money, he's like living off of like the wealth that like his family has like.
Yeah, it's not even like their money. They just were given it. Money.
And also like, it's probably he has negative money from the money that like he started with. That's pretty bad. And like also it's like, I don't know, the fact that he's like living off of like their tips.
Yeah, I was just wondering what that was. I was thinking like, y'all have this ego of the family, but like it didn't do anything. It's this guy made money, so now all of us are important, apparently.
Like, I don't know. I feel like rich people have like such a disgusting like entitlement. Sometimes. Gotta put the sometimes, but
yeah, if I was rich, I would be better.
Yeah, if I was rich, like one day suddenly, I would be better. But like, I don't know, if I was born rich, I'd probably end up awful, because like, imagine being around these people 24/7. Yeah, I'd be a bitch too, because like these people are like fucking awful, because like they're just constantly like, oh poor little Natsuhi-san, oh you upset that you're just a borrowed womb from like, it's like, Jesus Christ, oh my god, shut your mouth.
Well, anyway, where's this proof that the 10 tons of gold even exist?
I thought you just said it.
Aren't you just parroting the lies of that father and a few of those close to him?
Of course it's just a story. But still, Aniki. The amount of money Dad raised required a suitable amount of collateral. Even if the gold itself was just a rumor, it's an undoubtable fact that he showed them a treasure of comparable worth.
It was just an illusion of money created by our penniless father. He acted as though he had actually had gold that didn't exist, fooling his sponsors.
Then why don't you do that?
It was probably the gamble of a lifetime. I don't even think you can do that. How do you pretend to have money?
I don't think you can. Like, you know, they like check that, right? I'm like 1000% sure, like banks and stuff, you gotta like get yourself like a background check. They're gonna check your like credit score. Gotta check your like history to see if you're actually gonna pay them back.
Maybe like, back then it was like, oh, I got 10 tons of gold. Holy shit, really?
No one's gonna believe 10 tons of gold unless they see it with their own eyes, you know?
Yeah.
10 tons is just too much.
It was probably the gamble of a lifetime. Luckily, his use of those funds proved successful. The Korean War demands hadn't come, and the Ushiromiya family had not been restored. Father could probably have been hounded after as the crook of the century. So, are you saying the gold never existed and father made it all up? Of course. And because of that, the illusion of gold became a mere inconvenience once he had achieved his enough success. That's why later on, Father added all about a witch and black magic, weakening the credibility of the entire story. In other words, he revealed that the illusion of the gold was a fabrication. If he claimed to have received the gold from a witch, no one would have believed that it even existed in the first place. I changed that whole line for some reason. It's also possible he set it up for your sakes. Nevertheless, here comes off some stupid offspring, wanting to divide up this non-existent gold, along with the rest of his inheritance. Rosa, don't tell me that even you believe in a fabrication like this. I can't prove whether or not Father really had the gold. She's kind of just here. She hasn't done anything. I just want to claim my rightful share as one of the Father's 4 children. Oh. It seems even you have started to talk that way, Rosa. I see, so that's what you're all getting at. You're trying to claim that I'm attempting to keep all the gold for myself.
Nisan, you gathered a massive supply of funds. That's a fact. If we rule the possibility that you've been embezzling Father's pursuit, then there's only one possibility left, right? Aniki, we've been thinking. Who's we? You and Ava? What has Rosa done? She's just sitting there. You might have found those 10 tons of gold bars.
Ridiculous. Such a thing never existed in the first place.
R-I-D-S-U-O-U-S. Then explain yourself. Was it embezzlement of Father's assets or Father's hidden gold? How could you have gathered so much funding if not one of these methods?
Even I have many friends in the political and financial realms. I've earned their cooperation, nothing more. And on that matter, I have no responsibility to explain myself to you. You understand, don't you? There are some topics that ought not be spoken of.
If you insist on that point, that's well and good for now. But Aniki, that doesn't have long. Nobody can ensure that he'll live to see this day next year. Inheritance process will begin at the instant of Dad's death. We'll arrange for lawyers and accountants who are impartial of all of us and have them inspect Dad's financial system. At the time, if it comes to light that you've been unjustly interfered with, oh my god, active fucking sentences, everyone. You've unjustly interfered with Father's money. You understand, right?
I don't have a clue what you're talking about. You're starting to make me feel as indignant as my wife was. I hate her. Of course, Father's gold is part of Father's fortune. You understand it's money you can't reveal openly, but the 4 siblings should have an equal right to it.
In other words, we're gonna have your financial situation investigated as well as Dad's to determine whether you're reporting gold. Isn't this a great opportunity? Right now, prove the existence of your so-called support from your friends and acquaintances. That way, you can sportingly apologize for us foolishly doubting. Right, Rosa?
That's right. Krasny-san, you are the one who's dodging the issue. If you were guiltless, you could just prove that you were in the rape. And you aren't even trying to do so.
However, Aniki, we still have to consider your position here. As Dad's representative, you're probably bearing the largest share of the burden than we are. We've been living terribly relaxed lives until now, so it wouldn't be fair for the rest of us to complain without taking your efforts into account.
Oh. It seems you cannot make up your mind whether to flatter me or slander me. Please get to the point. Basically, randomly investigating nitpicky aspects of father's wealth seems like a pretty crude way to go about it. But as you said, Krasny-san, there may have been movements of money that are difficult to explain. We've come to consult with you today, while fully aware of that point. Both sides stand to gain something from talking about this now. Consultation? Oh.
When the inheritance is divided, you'll be rewarded for your years of hard work and taking care of Dad by an agreement that's generous in your favor. Oh my god, I didn't stutter.
First line completed.
Don't, Mr. Huds? Fuck. Don't Fuck. We aren't saying that we'll abandon our rights. But when we make our claim for what we deserve, we might as well offer a generous understanding of your positioning.
In other words, if you accept our conditions, then when the inheritance is divided, we'll leave the investigation of father's financial situation to you, Krasny-san. All of the siblings from Ava downward suspected that Cross was trying to steal their father's wealth. But
okay, I didn't get that from that whole conversation, didn't I?
So letting Cross report... Yeah?
Sorry, no, they just act like I'm stupid.
So letting Cross report the state of that wealth was extremely contradicting and a huge concession. If, as they claim, Cross was actually embezzling money, Cross would be able to hide that fact. Besides which, it'd be possible for him to control the distribution of the inheritance in a manner favorable to himself. Cross, realizing that this sounded too good to be true, couldn't help but feel suspicious. He couldn't help but worry about what they'd be asking for in exchange. Oh. They're mistrusting me completely. You seem to say that you're willing to restore your confidence in me as the eldest sibling. So, what is it that you want in return?
Just what we deserve as siblings. You aren't the kind of person who'd steal Dad's property, but you aren't being financed by some patron. Considering all of that, there's certain explanation that justify the rest of us. Nissan, you found 10 tons of gold and used that as collateral to gather some funding. Yes, just like what father did in the past, right?
If that's the case, there won't be any funny business in father's finances. You've always been a good son looking after father. Why did we mistrust a person like that? You are being so roundabout, I can barely understand you. Please speak in cleaner and more practical terms. Explain it like I'm 5.
Our first condition. Aniki, you must admit that you found Doubt's gold.
You're asking me to admit I possess gold that doesn't exist?
Our second condition. You'll acknowledge that each sibling has the right to share of the gold, and you will pay out those shares.
Bro, there's no contract here, so what's the point of this?
Yeah, why didn't they fucking present a contract?
How foolish. With that non-existent 20 billion yen of gold, what would be 5 billion yen per person? Are you telling me to pay a total of 15 billion yen? Ridiculous. Keep listening to the end. We know that much money can't just pop out of nowhere. We're not asking you to make an impossible deal. Of course, regarding the portions of the gold, we plan to reward you plenty for your hard work until now.
Oh, but, or, a portion of the one bearing the title of successor to the Ushiro family will be 50%. The remainder will be considered a fair share of the siblings and divided up. Of course. 20 billion, 1.5 will go to Anakin. 2.5 billion will go to Ava Nasa. 2.5 will go to me. And 2.5 will go to Rosa.
Done?
I finished the line. Yeah, I said it.
No. Wait, what? 50% will go to the head family. The remainder will be considered fair share for the siblings and divided up.
So basically...
So he gets half and then an extra fifth?
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. That division scheme makes me so grateful I could cry. So you're saying, for the sake of the gold that doesn't exist, I must pay you 7.5 billion yen.
What's wrong? Nissan, your shares is 5 times the size of ours. These are such good terms. I would be jumping for joy. Our four conditions globally liquidated and distributed along the inheritance at the time of father's death. However, as a deposit, 10% of our portion will be paid to us promptly. These payments must be made before March of next year.
Well, what do you think, Cross-Nissan? This is an ideal chance for you to restore the trust regarding your handling of father's assets, isn't it? Of course, it might be possible you get the whole 7.5 billion before father dies. But it should be possible for you to manage a deposit of 750 million, right?
Fucking mouth is full of fucking crumbs. Paying 700 million half a year might sound like a pain, but you should be able to manage it. But with all your friends and political and business peers. Only, I would hope to receive the 7.5 billion right now, all at once. But I'm concerned of you will be showing your sincerity by asking only for 10% of that for the time being. The remaining 90% can wait until the inheritance is distributed. See? Even you'd be capable of managing a mere 10% to show your sincerity.
So, you're trying to sell me the right to assess father's financial situation for 750 million yen? How impressive. You all certainly have grown. Think that I'm now the one to be offered deals.
Nisa, if you set these terms, the rest of us siblings will leave the investigations of your father's assets up to you. However, as the result that the investigation will be subject to scrutiny. It's only natural, right? It'd be so sad if you managed to see if you manage things so that our 7.5 billion shares shrink. We'll avoid complaining as a general. Just make sure you do it neat and tidy. As long as you don't try anything that's blatantly obvious. We got no intention of stirring things up. We want our inheritance quickly too. We don't want to get it all drawn out and left hanging.
If a complaint is made, who would carry out the follow-up investigation? We don't mind if it's you. This is probably the first and last chance for us siblings to reach a consensus. I believe that it won't come to that.
Looks like you can even speak up now and then, Rosa.
By that point, it's obvious that Cross wasn't all that trusted as the oldest sibling, so there's no need to go into detail. The formerly tyrannical oldest brother had always abused his privileges and violated the other siblings' shares. It was in response to this that the other three, now adults, were finally teaming up and striking back for the first time. Sorry, but there's one more. Our fifth condition. The decision must take precedence over father's will. Later on, we don't want some will to appear and make this decision completely irrelevant. Okay, I actually did learn this in class.
Look at you. See, those classes are useful.
The secret hidden will to nullify everything. I see you are very cautious. Then let me ask, if the gold really were found, what would you do?
Since you'll be making payments to us for what the gold's worth, the rest of us really don't care if we ever see the gold. We can think of our shares as an advance payment. It's good to have dreams, isn't it? Isn't it? It's good to have dreams, isn't it? Okay. You plan to turn this island into a resort, right? You might stumble upon the gold Janet by chance during the construction.
Ross watched, but didn't even flinch. Let me add a 7th condition before I accept. In the situation that any sibling other than myself finds the gold, they will immediately turn it over to me.
Yes, yes! Of course we'll hold it onto it for you.
Man. That would imply that he knows the gold is real.
It does.
Because he was saying that it doesn't exist. Now he's like, okay, but if it is real, give it to me.
There's a completely different life for that giggle.
It was a play on words. Of course, the others, who were forcing Cross to pay more money for some non-existent gold, wouldn't save Cross his portion if they actually found it. From the beginning, this deal had been nothing more than a threat directed at Cross. Regardless of the actual facts, it was still extremely likely that Cross was embezzling his father's assets. When Kinzo faced death at last and had his inheritance distributed, some unpleasant facts would surely come to light that could easily become fatal to Cross. The others had spotted this weak point and were threatening their brother under the veil of compromise, trying to wring a huge sum of money out of him. However, they had forgotten one thing. Excuse me. They had forgotten that their brother's brain moved so swiftly, at least when it came to cunning and guile, that they had been forced to band together to combat him. While Ava couldn't stop smiling, sure of her victory, Cross let out a gloating laugh to show how relaxed he was. This all makes for such a touching story. My estrangement from you all has left a deep pain in my heart. If accepting these conditions means we siblings can become friends again, it would please me to no end. I'd be happy to agree to your deal. Rejoice, Rosa. We have reached an understanding. Rosa's expression dimmed. It was never a good sign when her brother started talking like this. Eva also keenly picked up on this. That's why she was unable to wipe away a sense of unease, even though Cross had obediently accepted the deal.
My, how obedient of you. It's not like you at all, Nissan.
What a cruel thing to say. Are you implying I have some ulterior motive? Of course I don't. I'm just the same as all of you. Just the same as all of you. They seem to emphasize just that one part. The color of Rudolph's face darkened. To him, it sounded as though Cross was saying, I have a plan similar to yours. But Rudolph panicked. He rushed to bring this nearly resolved discussion to a conclusion.
Then, we're good. So, Aniki, would you mind
They do have a
signing?
contract. Okay.
Okay.
But
You can have all this dialogue, but you never bring up the fact that they had a contract?
I thought... I don't know what kind of contract this would be, because it's not like... I know for real estate stuff you need an attorney, but... Or maybe they had an attorney write it. I guess maybe they don't have to be present, but the attorney wrote the contract is probably what's happening. Never mind then.
This is a written contract summarizing the discussion we've just been having.
What about the 7th one that we added? Is that being amended to it? One that
No.
Cross put in?
No. Just agree to it and pretend that it doesn't exist.
Yes, maybe it's a little bit different in Japan. It's probably also a thing.
There's one for each of us. Everyone will sign the same contents.
Rudolph took 4 written contracts out of his breast pocket that had the details of their deal written on them. Okay. The 7th condition you propose will of course be added right now. Don't worry about that.
Aniki, need a pen?
Rudolph took a fountain pen out of his breast stop saying breast pocket and offered it to Cross.
My boot pocket.
My titty pocket. Cross made as if to accept it, but then, with a small laugh, he drew back his hand without taking it and spoke. Actually, in order to ensure that this agreement is properly executed, I'd like to propose an amendment on just one point. As soon as Cross said his single sentence, all the siblings felt as though something ominous was creeping up on their backs at the same time.
That won't do! We've already decided, haven't we? Just stay quiet and sign it.
Why are you in such a hurry, Ava? Of course I'll sign. I promise the share of gold going to all of you will be 7.5 billion yen. I also promise that, when Father's inheritance is distributed, I will cleanly and neatly liquidate it. However, there is one point that I simply must insist that you compromise on.
What are you talking about? What do you not like?
The part about promptly paying 10% of your share, 750 million yen. As you pointed out, my financial situation is far from prosperous. While I can't guarantee that I will collect on various future investments, I must admit that I am quite poor at the present moment. In short, I have absolutely no money that I can move around right now. I am incompetent and my business sense is dull. As I am the loser you all claim me to be, I don't have the power to move 750 million yen in just half a year.
That can't be true! How are you going to deceive us with such a half-baked trick?
At the time of the division of the inheritance, I will liquidate everything at once. Remove that condition that I must pay you 10% in advance. That is the only condition under which I am willing to sign. Cross-Nissan, that 10% is nothing more than a number to measure your sincerity, isn't it? All things being equal, you shouldn't have any room to negotiate at all. We're doing you a huge favor by offering to let things slide for just 10% of in good faith money. Now that we've explained that to you, you rejecting our offer would seriously damage our trust and relationship, right? Hideyoshi had a humble expression on his face and was rubbing his hands together. But his eyes weren't calm at all. Cross had already seen through the shadow in the depths of those eyes. Why are you all in such a rush? Or could it be that you're all afraid of something? Rosa, won't you tell me alone? Secretly, so that the rest of them can't hear.
You're Rosa.
Oh, I am. It's not as though I... So if he's saying that, then that would mean that... Because if he signs it and the gold bars doesn't exist, then he just has to pay them fucking 750 million yen up front for nothing, basically. And then I guess he wouldn't be able to get the shares of the gold, so the rest of it doesn't matter. They're still getting paid. Just free money, basically. Trying to get rid of that. This is my understanding.
Put it, Aniki. All we're doing is whether you're gonna sign or not. Just forget about making any strange deals or any other suspicious moves.
Oh? You say I have no room to negotiate? Are you trying to claim that I am in a weak position, which therefore puts us in an unequal relationship? Shivers began to crawl up on Rudolph's back. He began to feel himself getting overwhelmed by the heights of his brother's completely insurmountable wall. in the long shadow that had existed since they were children. Shouldn't deals be made between those on even footings? From my perspective, this deal will help restore the long-lost trust of my younger siblings and deepen the love between us. It's an old problem that's been eating at me, and one I would prefer to resolve as soon as possible. I would be overjoyed if we could resolve it today. However, it seems I'm not the only one who'd be quite glad to close this deal quickly. Am I wrong? He stared at each of his siblings. They avoided his gaze with an animal-like instinct. Only Hideyoshi was slow in avoiding it. He was caught in Cross's gaze.
And he turns into stone.
Fucking Cassiopeia. Hideyoshi's son.
I thought of Medusa.
Same
You're
thing.
like League of Legends.
Yeah, League of Legends. You can take the You can take the
You can uninstall League from my. You can take the League out of my
uninstall it from my heart.
You cannot uninstall. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've like spent like half my life playing that game.
There's a part of my brain dedicated to League. The same way there's a part of my brain dedicated to Pokemon.
And there's a part of my brain dedicated to Lamento, Beyond the Void.
And I have no room for my real estate class.
You don't need to know anything about real estate, Jinswanyo. All you have to do is have a big heart.
True.
Ooh,
Ooh. Hideyoshi-san, I hear your company has been doing extremely well lately. At a brisk pace, it went public, and both its track record and stock prices have soared. I am truly jealous.
I want to piss in your mouth like your pissed yellow hair. Oh. We aren't here to talk about my husband. Like I'm doing the shonen voice.
However, I am evil. It is unfortunate that you have neglected your stockholders. It's even more unfortunate that you were unable to solidify your base when it became stock listed. I don't know what that word means.
I hate white old men because they all look like someone.
Before you realized it, some bad-natured colleague of yours had bought up a huge share of your company's stock, right? How could you know about that? The same way you knew about me. It is, if it's possible to collect evidence proving that no one would offer a loan to me, then it's possible for me to collect evidence on you. Is it really so unexpected as that? Cross grinned broadly. In contrast, Hideyoshi's face was rapidly turning pale. Hideyoshi's company was a restaurant chain management company that he'd been starting from nothing. Thanks to Hideyoshi's management efforts, the company had achieved success repeatedly, expanding its range and a repetition to make it a stock-listed company had recently succeeded. The greatest advantage of being in a stockholding system is that you can sell stock certificates and gain a large amount of financing. That amount tends to be far greater than any business's normal profits. So, this is... Oh, okay. I guess so. Because a normal restaurant wouldn't be on the stock market. That doesn't make sense. But I guess it was so good that it ended up on it. Now that I think about it, you don't buy stocks in like... I guess you do for like maybe McDonald's. I don't know. Like any other restaurant, probably not.
McDonald's is like food chains. Like,
yeah.
McDonald's is more like a fast food, because like with restaurants, typically you don't have many, what do you call it?
Yeah.
Different locations, like as mass produced as like McDonald's or like Subway, and other places like that. But I guess like if he's turning this restaurant more into a chain, that would make sense. What is he really? I don't know what he's doing.
It'd be so fun if we're just so fucking dumb and we just have no idea what we're talking about.
Wait, let me search this stuff up. Wait.
But first,
like,
hey Siri, does McDonald's have a stock?
I'm pretty
They
sure
do
they
have
do.
stock. It's
Yeah.
MCDs. It's fucking. Of course it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do have stock. Wait, do restaurants have stock?
I'm about to buy 20 shares of McDonald's.
Yes, many restaurants have stocks, including food chains such as casual dining chains and Russia. Like,
No, I guess so. But
typically,
they
like
must be so tiny that I just have no idea. I've never heard of them.
McDonald's, Starbucks, Chipotle Mexican Grill. What the fuck is that? Owner of Chili's, Wingstop, Texas Roadhouse, and Applebee's. Like, you know, like the
Well, I guess when you think about it, well, I don't know how much money those are making, but
I mean, it might be making a
to
good
go from like
deal.
small to on the stock market is probably a big jump for them.
I mean, Wingstop's on like the S&P 500, which is like an index fund. So if you just buy the index fund, technically you're buying stocks from Wingstop too.
Maybe they'll explain it. So,
and most people buy an index fund because, you know, individual stocks typically is not good to invest in if you aren't an investor or know what you're doing.
That amount tends to be far greater than a business's normal profits. So it's an extremely effective way to gather massive... I just read this. Why did I...
Also, like, I don't know much about the economy because I'm just spouting shit from my econ class in high school.
Yeah, I don't know anything. However, in exchange for financing the company, the stockholders gain certain rights. They are given rights that allow them to observe and guide the company they are invested in, leading to profits even greater than the original investments. That's why when Riot has all of these fucking stockholders, they have to do the most fucking anti-consumer shit imaginable because they're fucking controlled by these people. Fuck you, Riot.
Fuck you, Riot. Why did you lay off your skin team?
Yep. Every day is like, look at these new skins, they're dog shit. And it's true. They're way lower quality than any other skin.
And they're also like double the price. Not even double, they're $500.
Right, it'd be like, check out this new prestige skin. It looks fucking terrible. It just looks like a base skin.
The only reason why anyone would buy the prestige skins is just for like the prestige. It's because it's hard to obtain, right? So it's like, oh, you must be...
Yeah.
You must love this character so much if you got the prestige skin, huh? That's why I got the Teemo prestige skin. Spirit Blossom was because of the... Because I was like, I'm Teemo player, so I should have like a prestige skin to show my love for Teemo. Instead of, I like this skin. I feel like lots of prestige skins just look like ass.
Yeah.
It's because like it's just like a recolored chroma.
This right is guaranteed to the stockholders, and they sometimes use it to dismiss ineffective management. The right allows them to keep an eye on management and prevent the money they've invested in the company from going to waste. However, if they use it forcibly, they can eject the former management and take over the company. After all, dismissing management and nominating new management are powers held by the general body of all shareholders. The power is determined by the majority decision of the stockholders, and people who hold more stock can cast more votes. I didn't know it worked like that.
I mean, yeah, because like, basically stock is like, you buy part of the company, technically. So, if you have a big, like...
I thought it was more like symbolical, not like a democracy. I thought it was like, hey, do this, and if you're not doing that, I'm out. I didn't know like they actually had votes and stuff.
Technically, it is probably symbolical, right? But like also like, I guess like the people who like are the biggest backers do have a say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus those people are like probably rich like businessmen, so of course like they have a say, right? Unlike people who are just buying some shares from a company because they feel like it.
In other words, if some person or group hold the majority of the stock, they can freely chase out the old manager and make the president anybody they'd like. If they want, it's also possible for them to make themselves president. Most companies take various defensive measures. I was about to say, like, what the fuck? Defensive measures to stop malicious people from buying up their stock and threatening their position, like ensuring that lots of stock is bought by those close to them, such as company employees. However, Hideyoshi's company had only recently became stock listed and hadn't had the time to strengthen those defensive measures. Or maybe Hideyoshi was so engrossed in the management of his company that he couldn't properly understand the dangers of being stock listed. It's hard to say whether he should be viewed as a kind-hearted manager immersed in the work of management or a foolish manager who had his feet swept up from under him. In other words, there existed some people who wouldn't let him get away with that naivety unscathed. They began repeatedly buying up the stock in his company, rapidly gaining such strength that he couldn't be ignored. Then they sent out anonymous documents to the shareholders in an attempt to gain control of the majority. The document read, "The current management continues to make pointless investments in ignoring the needs of the stockholders. Let us force the current management to retire, cut the current wasted investments, and let this company be born again as one that gives more back to stockholders." It is very difficult to make the actual state of company's management known. The fruits of Hideyoshi's sleepless nights and constant concern for his company were cruelly distorted, and he lost the trust of his stockholders. Thanks to these efforts, the group had almost collected the majority of the company's stock. At that point, even Hideyoshi noticed and started to buy back the stock, but the stockholders realized that the company was undergoing an acquisition maneuver and demanded a ridiculous price for the shares that Hideyoshi was trying to buy back. They continually tortured Hideyoshi, who had no leeway in the negotiation of the price. One of the certainties of capitalism is that the price will rise when two parties vie for the same thing. And one of the certainties of democracy is that the majority controls everything. So in the end, whoever buys the most of the stock wins. Put another way, whoever has the most money wins. Unless Hideyoshi could obtain a large sum of money at this critical time, he could easily lose all he had built so far. Therefore, more than anything else, he wanted a lot of money right now.
Okay.
That was kind of funny. He couldn't wait for the division of Ginzo's inheritance since no one knew when he would die. Take a sip of water. Are you Rudolph? Oh, sorry.
Are you Rudolph?
And you, Rudolph, who had been in quite a lot of trouble lately too, haven't you? You always hear people say it's terrifying overseas, but it seems it really is true. American trials are settled quite emotionally. They never hand down generous judgments to foreigners. Weren't you advised by your lawyer that making a settlement with the other party would be more economical in the long run?
Damn, even they know.
He's in here?
I thought. I guess he told her to shut up, but not to leave.
She's just like, yeah, she hasn't said anything forever. I kind of forgot she was in this scene. Gotta do my ASMR voice. What's all this about?
Well, it's just gonna take some trouble from work. No big deal. Nothing you can't settle with money.
Kyrie immediately guessed the meaning behind the subtle expression on his face. Your husband had gotten wrapped up in some kind of trouble without her knowledge, and had been worrying about it alone. That's right. In other words, anything can be settled with money. After all, it can even buy back a broken bond between siblings. America is very fussy about the violation of rights, but with money, anything can be settled. Long live capitalism. Though, rumor has it that the settlement money could be as high as several $1 million. Rudolph had been building a large amount of wealth with a certain type of niche industry. However, a niche is a niche. It definitely wasn't a business exposed to the light of day. An American corporate giant was trying to accuse Rudolph's company of violating their rights. For various reasons, it was thought that the victory for Rudolph in this trial would be extremely unlikely, and that he was being forced into an all-out surrender. But even so, there was a way for this to be resolved with money. If he could just pay up that money, it would still be painful, but he'd be able to pick himself back up. If he didn't pay, he'd lose everything. Therefore, more than anything else, He wanted a lot of money right now.
Right now.
Rosa, you're just fucking poor. You're good.
Poor anyways. So you don't even need to say in this conversation.
You're a
Alright,
good and
that's a lie.
noble little sister. You wouldn't get yourself involved in a dangerous money game. However, your soft-hearted nature has brought you trouble, hasn't it? In my opinion, becoming a co-signer for anything isn't something one should enter into lightly. That's none of your business, Cross Nissan. Rosa uncharacteristically laid bare her emotions and yelled. For all, no one was supposed to know that. As Cross watched, he let slip a muffled laugh. Without exception, every one of them, more than anything else, wanted the money right now. In other words, the situation had been reversed. After all, the person the younger siblings was threatening was the only one who had no urgent need for a large sum of money. The other three, however, wanted a lot of money quickly, no matter the cost. In other words, the longer it took to establish a deal, the better position Cross would be. Cross was extremely sly. He had known of their Achilles' heel from the beginning. Even so, he had not been certain. Therefore, he had hidden his knowledge until the very end, striking back only after analyzing their attitudes. If possible, I would like nothing more than to raise some money for my adorable siblings in their time of need. But unfortunately, I have nothing on hand. If you know of any sponsors that might be able to raise a whole 750 million, I suggest you try it first. Cross selected words that were obviously detached from what he actually felt. The other siblings could do nothing more than listen, grinding their teeth. If they could come up with a sponsor that convenient, they wouldn't have kept up this charade. They had entered this huge battle specifically because they had exhausted all other options. However, if you insist on relying on your big brother, I won't mind using my influence to help you find such a sponsor. Oh wait, I do believe you said I have no influence. Well then, I'm afraid I won't be of much help to you. Cross's low, gloating laugh began to fill up the parlor. The younger siblings, who had been driving the oldest brother into a corner until a moment ago, could do nothing more than grimace and grind their teeth. Okay, so if this doesn't go deal, like, wouldn't they just kill the old man?
No, because that's like murder.
Yeah, but like, you got no other choice. Hey, Ava.
Don't make me laugh. Laugh? As if I'd ever put myself in your debt. Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh!
If we relied on you, how exactly would you help us? I told you, didn't I? All I can do is find other sponsors for you. Of course, I will negotiate for the highest interest rate possible.
Damn you, taking advantage of us.
Honey, please calm down.
I am calm. I'm extremely cool. You bastard!
Harry grabbed their husband's hand. That action made him feel even more pitiful, so Rudolph shook it off. Cross laughed as though watching something highly amusing. In times like these, it certainly would be nice to find Father's hidden gold. If you did, you could split it up into 2.5 billion yen proportions right now. How sad, how very sad. How extremely, totally, truly, hopelessly sad.
How sad, how extremely sad. Oh, googly woogly oogly sad.
Ooh, let's all drink together. As we solve the riddle of Beatrici's epitaph and discover the location of Father's hidden gold. If we four friendly siblings work together, I'm sure there's no puzzle we can't solve.
Okay. Oh, the scene ended finally. Oh, I fucked up my monitor settings. Oh, look.
Do we stop here? It's been an hour. Probably should go to bed.
Perhaps you should.
So,
Okay, but the
what an
game
interesting
still-
event. That's pretty interesting. So, they were planning to just screw him over because they fucking hate him. But then he Uno reversed it and was like, actually,
yes,
you guys
maybe.
can't do that. So now they're at a stalemate. So now they're like, fuck. Well, we can't screw him over. And they won't allow themselves to get screwed over. So now they have to solve the riddle and find the gold. That's their only escape.
Yeah. Solve the riddle, find the gold that might not even exist to these people. So hard.
Why doesn't Maria just ask Beatrice where it is?
Because she's 9 and she doesn't know much.
Maria, the gold can buy cookies. I know where it is. He pulls it out of her little fucking purse. Oh, I want to keep reading. It's crazy because it took this long.
Me too.
But don't worry, tomorrow is Friday.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe we can like...
Do more than just 1 hour.
Yeah, we can do more than just 1 hour.
And I don't have real estate class to take up my fucking entire day. So I think if we do read for more than an hour tomorrow, we might get to the juicy part.
But we can get to it sooner if you stay up past your bedtime.
I haven't been well rested in months.
Would you rather have a Hello Kitty girl? Meow. Or a goth femboy?
Huh?
Meow. Have you not seen that TikTok?
No, but I picked the second.
But here's the plot twist. The Hello Kitty girl is... I forgot the whole lines, but... And in a bad kitty. Meow.
I need the goth femboy. I gotta mention the word femboy at least once per stream because I have it tagged.
Oh. Can you guess which one of us is the femboy? Just kidding, it's both of us.
What?
Jinsu-
I'm not. I look like one, but I'm not.
I look like one, but I'm not. I might be wearing thigh highs right now. But I'm not.
I do not have the personality of one.
Femboy personality types. Actually, Ethan did write an essay about how I was the peak femboy. Like when I first met him.
Because you have a more bubbly personality, but I am very not that.
You're very, what would you say, nonchalant?
Nonchalant. What's the opposite? It'd be like...
Chalant.
No, I wasn't going that way. I was gonna say like... I was gonna say like flamboyant. But not necessarily like fruity, but like... Maybe I do mean fruity.
Maybe you just have like a twinge of fruit to you. Like you're a
Because
bit
like, I feel like most femboys are fruity.
Yeah. Because lots of them are...
Because why would you... Yeah, I was gonna say, why would you dress up like one if you weren't, you know?
Aside from, it makes you feel nice. I've met straight femboys before, but I've also
I
Half of
don't.
those people were in denial that they were gay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't.
The other one wanted to be dominated by men. I mean, women.
Wait, so 23.4. Remember that number.
What's 23.4?
Okay, what if I talk now? Because that reduces me. Okay, I was just trying to mess with my audio. How about I put at -20? I was trying to make myself a little louder. It's pretty tough. I mean,
You're already pretty loud on my headphones.
yeah, but like for my stream. Because I was listening to it last night and the music was pretty loud, so it was, even though like the levels don't even look loud on mine, but it did seem like we were like on equal levels to the music instead of being, you know, obviously above it. But I think I changed it enough. Hopefully I didn't get cut out like at all today, because I did lower the noise gate a bit. So hopefully none of my sentences just get randomly cut out in the middle.
Here's the TikTok I was referencing. Decisions.
Hello, kitty.
Patch.
Pajamas girl.
Good kitty girl. I'm a necessarily a good one. A good kitty. Meow.
Patch.
Yeah, fanboys actually the ones who saying spicy.
Femboy is actually one of the ones, you know. You know what I'm saying? It's spicy.
I did happen to, out of curiosity, I was looking at the femboy tag on Twitch.
Oh, yeah. I wonder why.
Because I was like, because I have it tagged, so I was like, okay, I didn't know you could search like tags, so that's the main reason why I did it. Because I was like, I have the femboy tag. Like, what even is a tag? I've never looked up a tag. So, I went to look at that.
What was it like?
Oh, I saw femboy.
Was it like
Searches femboy tags, looks inside femboys. I mean, what is there to say? You do be there's a lot of them on that tag. Some of them are used as jokes, and then some of them are real, and a lot of them are VTubers. They want to. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream. All right, bye bye.